At this place in history, we're in Milton with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. Steve, this building is what brings us here this week, but what is it?
Sure, Mike. I think you can see over our heads it says Milton Co-op Creamery.
Right.
So we're going to explore what is a creamery and why are they important to towns like Milton. So I think we should go to the Milton Historical Society Museum, just a couple of streets over, and we're going to go chat with Gary Furlong. He's chair of the Museum Reimagining Committee that's been in charge of putting together great exhibits in that space.
In the early days, they used a simple bucket like this to separate cream and milk, and the cream would rise to the top, and there's a little window, and people could see. Take a few hours to separate.
And back like 150 years ago, the cream was more valuable than the liquid milk.
Yes.
At the bottom.
Yes.
Because you could make butter,
Yep.
you could make cheese,
Exactly.
you could make shelf-stable products with the cream. So there were a lot of inventors around that wanted to
Yes.
figure out how do you efficiently get
How to get that
cream
quicker in the
Yep.
process. So the next step was actually, there were a few different kinds, but they developed cream separators.
Sure.
And this model is known as the De Laval cream separator. It was very popular. And they pour things into the top, the milk product, and they crank it. And there's a process, it's physics really. The heavier milk would go out one side and the cream into the other. So it would be a very efficient process to get it done quicker.
Spinning it, right?
Spinning it,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you crank
It's like a
it.
centrifuge. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, like a centrifuge.
And this was used in Milton?
Yes, it was
This
donated.
exact one was, yeah.
Yes,
This is something you'd find on a farm.
yes.
But at some point, production of milk products grew that it was no longer a farm-based
Right.
product anymore. And so towns like Milton, which are a little larger than others, started to create creameries.
Milton had the Whiting Creamery in West Milton, and then the Milton Co-op Creamery opened in 1919 down on Railroad Street, and that was a big operation because it was near the railroad. They could ship product to Boston, and they had receiving stations in a number of communities around, so farmers would just go to the receiving station, turn over their product, and it would be brought down to the creamery here.
And it was in business for quite a few years, of almost a half a century, or maybe even slightly more than that, if I understand.
Yes, late 1960s or about 1970, it shut down. There's a number of dairy farms still active. I think they struggle in figuring out a way to do, but they try to diversify their products, and some of them use maple sugaring to support their bottom line.
Now, if people want to come and learn more about farming in Milton, how can they do that?
They just come to the museum. We're open from May to October on Saturdays 10 to 2. If they want to come at a different time, they just need to contact us because we're willing to open for, school kids or whatever they want to see here.
The cream rises to the top in Milton at this place in history.